Hello and welcome back to another episode of That Gym Girl podcast. It is your hostess with the fucking mostest, Angel Wallace-Miles, and I am joined by someone very, very special, Miss Claire Robinson. How are you?
I'm fabulous. Thank you for asking.
You're more than welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. What I'll do is I'll bring this forward a little bit to you.
Yeah.
And we'll get you there. There we go. Perfect. I'm so excited to have you here. Mostly because Claire is someone that I have met semi-recently. And you know those people who come into your life and you're like, oh, where has the sunshine been? And you girls who are listening are going to find out exactly what I mean. But Claire, can you tell the girls who are listening, who are you, what are you about?
Yeah, I'm Claire.
I'm Claire.
Living and walking sunshine, which I absolutely, that's probably one of my favorite qualities about myself. I'm a women's empowerment fitness coach, so I do specialize in building women up to be their best self physically and mentally.
Mm-hmm.
And I live for it.
I love that, and I love when people actually live for their mission.
Because
there's a lot of people out here who will say they live, coach XYZ and then not be actually living. So you're fully aligned, and I'm just obsessed with it. Now, the theme around today's episode is really about your mission, about women empowerment, about allowing women to really know their purpose and to know that they can take up space and own space. And I fuck with that so hard. And you actually have an event coming up, and that is really why I asked you to come on, because I was like, fuck, let's have a chat about it. Let's have a chat about where you're being challenged in your empowerment in yourself, where your clients being challenged, and how people listening can actually feel empowered in their everyday life, whether it's gym or not gym related. So you've got an event coming up called Step Into Your Power.
Yeah.
It is on the 16th of September. And how are you feeling?
I'm so pumped. I was just telling Angel before this podcast, I've got a great group of girls coming, and it's just absolutely fueling my soul to be able to bring them all together and just create that community, because having girls to support girls on their journey is so, so, so powerful. So that's like the essence of the whole event.
Yeah. And why did you choose for women empowerment to be the theme of that event?
I think it's something that I've really come to terms with more recently. I just feel like my empowerment journey has been so transformative, and I just want to share that with other girls. And I feel like having girls to support other girls in their journey is also just super, super empowering.
So I know you just dropped that about your journey, and obviously I want to leave a little spice for the day so you guys can actually get to know Claire really well on the day. But can you give us a little insight for now into what your journey with your own self-empowerment has been like?
Yeah, I have quite a complicated backstory, I suppose. I suppose my whole fitness journey initially started when I was about 17. And around that time, I was obsessed with the skinny look and obsessed with, I suppose, just going to the gym to look a certain way and to fit into a certain category. And I think that a lot of people can sort of resonate with that. Mm-hmm. But coming into my own and really knowing that my own strength is so, so important for my own empowerment, I think really tapping into that, learning a lot more about training and nutrition and connection and community, I think has really channeled into what I'm doing now, which is really cool.
And how did you get out of that skinny girl era? Because don't get me wrong, there's nothing actually wrong with wanting to become leaner, and you would know this with a lot of your transformations with your clients and with yourself, is there's nothing wrong with losing weight. But was it for you not even just about losing weight? Was it almost obsessive?
Yeah, super obsessive, and that's where it was unhealthy. And I think it wasn't until I learnt better that I started acting better. I suppose I became educated in my own training and in my own nutrition, and that really empowered me and myself. So education was the source of my empowerment.
Mm-hmm. And so where are you now?
Where am I now?
Where are you now in terms of, are you obsessed with what you're training and what you're eating and what you're doing? And is that still the mindset that we're in, or is it shifted?
Definitely shifted. I understand the whole, I hate the word balance, but the balanced approach where
she's a balance queen.
I'm a balance queen. The word balance can mean so many things. I feel like you can use the word balance as an excuse to justify not doing the work.
Okay.
But I am a high achiever, so I do love to achieve great things. I do set big goals for myself. For example, I was competitive in bodybuilding, and now I'm shifting that gear into another sport, which I love the whole discipline behind working for a sport, but I also love to have dinner out with my boyfriend. And I also love to intuitively eat, and I have a really good sense of my own intuition around nutrition because of the education. So I feel really empowered in that whole journey. And I wouldn't say that, yeah, it's come to a point where it is like restrictive or affecting my relationship with food or training or exercise or my body. But yeah, I'm at a really like happy place with my body, yeah.
I love that, and I really want to chat about this before we even go into the depths of today's episode, because I'm actually in my own calorie deficit. And for me, this is really important because I used to be in a calorie deficit, but it was restrictive and obsessive, and it just got lower and lower and lower and lower, and there almost wasn't a stop point. It just kept going till I was teeny tiny and felt exhausted and weak. And so what is your mindset around tracking? And I know there'll be girls listening who are like, oh, I've thought about tracking, but I don't want to become obsessed, and there's all this negative, almost like demonization around it. Do you think that it's more of an education tool?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, particularly coming from a background of under eating, what I was eating previously, that would never be prescribed as a macro. So by following along with macros, it actually allowed me to eat more, which is so ironic. And even in a deficit, even when I work my calories down in a cut, which is completely fine. As you were saying before, it's so okay to lose weight. But by eating a good baseline and having a good foundation of food, that diet, that deficit wasn't to the extreme that I was taking it previously. So it almost gave me food freedom in that sense, just by having that education tool and that tracking tool.
Yes, I love that so much. And food freedom is so cool.
Oh yeah.
I'm in a calorie deficit and I'm literally having spaghetti still.
Yeah.
Just because I just love spaghetti, and I've decided that's my priority.
Yeah, there's no bad food. Like, you can literally make anything work if you choose to. While there is like if it fits your macros, taken to the extreme, where like you're still eating like relatively whole food, you're still following a good nutrition diet. It's like, Yeah,
100%. And I mean, I'm not having macros every day for lunch, dinner, breakfast, or whatever. But if I want to have a Magnum like I did last night, if it fits in my macros, I'm gonna have the Magnum like
100%. Yeah.
Now, this podcast specifically, That Gym Girl, is tailored to gym girlies who are starting up in the gym, or maybe in the middle of their gym girl journey, and they are looking to take up space. And I know that your event specifically is around women empowerment, and is around, walking in and having your head held high and feeling confident. What would you say if a client came to you and they said, hey Claire, like, I just feel super anxious in the gym? And has this happened? Have you had a client come up to you saying, I'm too scared to do this exercise, or I'm too scared to do a bench press, or whatever it is? And what have you said, or how have you taken that person on a journey to overcome that?
Yeah, great question. This is actually something that came into my inbox on Friday. So I've got like a real world example. So this girl came to me, bless her soul, for reaching out. Like, good on her for messaging a coach and just asking for some guidance. First and foremost, like, the best thing you could do. She came to me saying that she's too scared to go into the gym floor, and she's too scared to even get past the treadmill. And I was like, look, everyone in that gym is doing exactly what you want to do. Everyone there is on their same journey to better themselves, no matter whether it's to build muscle or to lose weight or just get healthier. Everyone in there is doing the exact same thing as you. So go into the gym and just know that everyone else there is on the same journey.
And what has been your own experience with gym anxiety? Have you ever encountered any nervous energy like that before?
Yeah, 100%. Like, particularly, I moved from rural New South Wales. In a small town, there was one gym and you knew everybody there. And then coming into the big city, I felt like I had to go at a certain time when there was no one in the gym, and I would save my sessions till really late or really early, and I would just sort of hide away.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. I actually haven't spoken too much about this, but I remember this like one point. I was about 19 and trying to get into a consistent routine with my gym, and I was just so limited by myself, just not feeling confident in the space. So I think the biggest thing that helped me in that moment was getting a coach. That was my first step to getting a coach, and I got into the gym, had a coach, had their support, And then I did have the education, and I go back to what I said before, like my empowerment came from education, and that was the best step I ever took.
Yeah, I love that so much. And I think that the theme of being a beginner and being, you know, a little bit uncomfy, that is something that's kind of coming back up for you. And so I know you spoke earlier about how you did go into the bodybuilding world and you were there for a little while competing, and now you've actually taken a shift. And I saw on your story the other day, I don't know, at such and such calisthenics or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay, this bitch is doing calisthenics, doing handstands and flips and shit. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about why and how and yeah, what's going on for you in terms of shifting from bodybuilding to now shifting to almost a performance-based goal?
Yeah, so the whole, what made me sort of fall out of love with bodybuilding, I think, was it is very surrounded about your body, how you look and things like that. And it was before it got to an obsessive point, which is what we spoke about before, but my whole mission with the gym is to like chase skills, chase progression, and chase an intuitive approach, and just challenge myself in a skill-based set. And you can definitely do that in the depths of a deficit. But it was starting to get to the point where my energy wasn't there, and I just purely wasn't loving the process. And that, in my mind, there's no point putting yourself through a prep if you're not enjoying it. I've done preps before and they've been super successful purely because I loved the process, and I just didn't have that this time around. So I was like, step back, and I sort of tapped into myself and what I wanted to do. And I was like, I want to learn a new skill.
Yeah.
And then I did a couple of casual gymnastics classes and really, really enjoyed that. And I was like, hang on, you know what? I could do calisthenics. And I'm a complete beginner. I've never done either gymnastics or calisthenics before. And learning that new skill was something that I just absolutely ran to at this point. Like, I have gym confidence and I've sort of built myself a solid foundation of that. So it does make it much easier to be a newbie. But again, I still feel anxious. I still feel nervous about it. I was just about
to ask you that. Have you had those feelings come up?
Yeah, well, my first calisthenics class particularly was a group class. And there was 2 other guys and the trainer and myself. So it was a small setting. But going into a small setting of just men, I was like, oh my God, I'm a complete newbie in this space. But again, I just knew why I was there. I wanted to learn something new. And that really grounded me in that moment.
I love this so much. For those listening, you would probably know, I've just started taking up sprints. And these people are fucking fast. And I'm sure you found it at your gym and with gymnastics, like, they can fucking tumble and they're really strong and they can like hold onto the rings and flip and stuff. And it is that a little bit of, you know, oh, I feel a bit intimidated, or oh, I feel a bit small. And it's taking that feeling and just running with it. Like for me, literally. And so where do you see yourself going with this? Is this something that is pure enjoyment? And I actually think that's okay if it is too.
Yeah. Well, actually, on my first one-on-one session with my coach, he sat me down. He actually stood me up for this conversation. He stood her up. And he looked at me and he said...
Sorry, can I inbutt?
Yeah.
Have you seen the meme where they're like, you're an idiot sandwich? Why did I just imagine you're about to... And he put 2 pieces of bread between me and he said, you're an idiot sandwich. No, okay. Tell me the moment.
Yeah. No, unfortunately, I wasn't an idiot sandwich. I was a fresh-faced young girl in this new environment, and he pretty much said I have so much potential. And he said in that space, he was just like, now you need to know, like now you need to tell me whether you take this seriously or if you're literally just here to learn something new and have some fun. And I was like, oh, okay.
What'd you say?
I said, when I try something new, I go balls deep, I go all in, and I absolutely make something of it. So here I am in that conversation, and he said, all right, let's roll with it. Let's go. Let's go as hard and fast as we can. So who knows, I might be on the Cali World Championships before you know it.
I love that. She's going to be like telling your kids one day, yeah, so I was a bodybuilder and then I was a calisthenics champ and then you're going to become like, I don't know, a black belt or something. Like, I love this so much. But also, you know, why the fuck not? We literally live, and I know this is going to be like so cringe, but we live once.
Yeah.
Like, what if you or I got to actually lose?
Yeah, literally.
Maybe some pride. No, I'm kidding.
In that moment, I was like, I already dropped bodybuilding. Like, if I just go all in on something else, like there's literally nothing holding me back. Why not?
How was this conversation with those around you? Did you feel a bit nervous, almost telling others?
I think the only people I felt nervous telling were my bodybuilding friends, the people that are really heavily in that sort of industry, and that was only because I thought that that was the only thing I suppose we had in common. But being able to brace that and understand that it was the right decision for me, I knew that the people closest to me, the people that mattered, would actually support that, and they all did, which was really cool. I was so scared.
Yeah, because we make up these hypotheticals in our head, don't we? And you're listening to two people who, you know, people think we have our shit together. And yeah, we're out here saying, you know, I still make up these hypotheticals. I literally drive to my sprints class and be like, oh, I bet she thinks I'm so annoying. I'm like, and then I get there and she's having a little chat with me. I'm like, what are you doing, Angel? You're literally robbing yourself of all this joy. And it's almost like we stress twice.
Yeah.
We stress before, and then we stress a little bit during, and then it's fine.
Yeah, for sure. And like once you rip off the band-aid, like one of my big philosophies right now is do more, think less. And and that's something that you can channel into. You can channel into the gym, or you can channel into your relationships, your connections, and things like that. And with bodybuilding, I knew in my soul that it wasn't right for about a week, and I just didn't make the decision. And that was 7 days that I could have spent doing calisthenics
of all things,
getting closer to that world champion title. No, but seriously, like just rip the band-aid off and just take that action no matter what it is.
And have you always listened to your gut? Or your heart? Or your brain? Or what do you listen to?
My gut.
Okay, gut. Okay.
Yeah. I have in the most like probably 2 years since I've been in business. I think starting a business was very much something that I wanted to do, but I was very scared to until I saw people around me doing it, and then I was like, oh, I can do it too. And then since that moment, it was the best decision I made because I followed my gut, and now my gut is my best friend. I'm like, she knows what's up. Always.
The bacteria in there is great. I love that so much. And that's why I ask, because some people say, listen to your heart, listen to your brain. It's like, you know what, listen to the mix of the two, which ends up being your gut.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, there's going to be someone listening who's like, okay, Angel, Claire, I really want to try out for my fucking water polo team, or I really want to go to the gym today and I want to, you know, pick up the dumbbells or use the free weights, or they want to try gymnastics. They've listened to you like, I want to try gymnastics. But I always get this question is, you know, where do I start? I'm scared. I don't know where to just even start. What do you say to that?
I think start small.
Okay.
Any action is good action. Any action will get you further than taking no action. So if it is going into the gym and picking up the dumbbells, pick them up, put them down. You've done, or even just do 1 rep. Just go in and do 1 exercise. Whatever it is, just go in and start small, because that is going to get the momentum flowing, and then you're going to take action, take more action, and that compounding effect will get you further than taking no action.
Yes. Isn't it that quote of no decision is a decision?
Yeah, for sure.
I love that so much, and I'm really excited to see how you go with your calisthenics.
Thank you.
See you being the world champion of calisthenics. I don't even know what that means. Like, what does the competition actually look like?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I have no idea. I'm like a complete newbie. Like, I'm so uneducated in that, and that's so exciting to me. I've literally done one-on-one session. So that's me publicly announcing that I'll be a world champ, very loosely.
Yeah.
But aim high, queens.
Yes, aim for the moon.
Yeah. I don't know what's involved with being a world champion, honestly.
I love that. That's hilarious. And so, does this mean no bodybuilding ever, or is this just a pause?
Just a pause. I'm never gonna say that I won't follow through with it, but at the moment I'm just really enjoying the skill-based activities. And while gym is a skill, I feel like I'm not the best at gym.
She's the master of gym.
There is no such thing. But
yeah, some of the gym bros think they are.
Yeah, I know. But in terms of just trying something new.
Oh, sorry guys, Claire's getting a very phone call. Do you need to check that?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But no, like, where was I?
We were just talking about the gym bros and how they overtake the gym and they're gods.
Oh yeah.
And now you've decided you're going to go back to bodybuilding.
Yeah, potentially. No, I'll never say never. Who knows? I might go and do like the mums category when I'm a mum one day.
You've already got this planned out. Let's go have a 5-year plan, just like fully planned out.
First, it depends on how long it takes for me to become a calisthenics world pro.
Yes. Okay. So I love this theme of beginnerness. I love this theme of being shit scared. I'm gonna flip something to you. Let's talk about your time in Bali, and let's talk about you just fully uprooting. So for those who don't know, when I met Claire, she was, I think, on the Gold Coast.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, this girl is
It's a blur.
I think she was in Australia, and you know, we're just like getting to know each other via like virtual life and social media. And then this bitch comes out of nowhere and was like, I'm just gonna go to Bali and live there. We're all like, wait, what? And then she literally, I feel like it was a few weeks later, you just up and went to Bali. Can you talk us through that decision and almost how does that represent you as just a person?
Yeah, I think it comes back to the do more, think less sort of mentality. But this year has been like a very pivotal year for me. It's been the first year that I've been completely online, which is epic in terms of my work. So I did have the flexibility and freedom to move wherever I want. And 12 months ago, actually to the day, is it the 26th or 25th?
Stop tomorrow.
Yeah, so I moved from Brisbane to Melbourne, Melbourne to Gold Coast, and then Gold Coast to Bali. So a lot of move has happened this year. And I think literally if you do have that gut feeling telling you to go to the gym, to move countries, whatever it may be, just like absolutely roll